Today, we're counting down the 3 absolute worst kitchen flooring mistakes that homeowners make. And trust me, these can turn your dream kitchen into an absolute nightmare. We're gonna start with the material that could dissolve when it gets wet, and we're gonna go all the way to something that could have you mopping 3 times a day. But because you know I love offering you solutions, make sure you stick around to the end where I'm going to show you the 3 best flooring options for your kitchen, so you don't want to miss that. Let's get right into it with mistake number 1. And this is what I call the water trap. I see a lot of homeowners installing materials like a laminate or maybe a bamboo or a hardwood or engineered hardwood in their kitchens. And a lot of times it's because there's an open concept and they have it throughout the rest of the home, or they just like the look of it and they feel like it's very warm and inviting, which is definitely true. But here is the brutal truth that a lot of flooring salespeople are not going to tell you. Kitchens are wet zones, people. I'm sure you already know this, that kitchens get very, very dirty and you have to do a lot of mopping on your kitchen. But there's also your dishwasher, those can leak. Sometimes the filter gets clogged and they leak. Now, here is a personal horror story I have to share about one of these flooring materials, and that is around bamboo flooring. So when I lived in a rental property many years ago up in Carlsbad, California, they had bamboo installed throughout the entire home, including the bathrooms, the kitchens, and everywhere else. Well, here's what happened. We ran our dishwasher and left because people do that occasionally, right? You're not always monitoring your dishwasher, and it had a leak. It leaked out onto the floor, onto the bamboo floors. And then when we came back, we cleaned up the water, but unfortunately the flooring under the dishwasher, or right in front of it, got stained. And we put a fan on it because we were good renters, and the stain never came out. And our landlord, when we moved out, was absolutely livid with us about this, but I told her, this is inherent in the flooring that you chose. Sometimes leaks are gonna happen in the kitchen. And it didn't stop her from getting mad. Because this bamboo flooring that she had selected, bamboo is a grass, it's not a true wood. And you can't really refinish bamboo flooring the same way you would be able to refinish a hardwood flooring, so that stain was definitely a major issue. It may have been that she did not get the proper wear layer or coating on her bamboo to make it more waterproof, or maybe it was not even waterproof bamboo and she had no idea. But the point is, if you get one of those more sustainable flooring choices like a cork or a bamboo, make sure it's waterproof if you're going to use it in your kitchen. And laminate is another one. Laminate has been improved over the years, but back in the day we had laminate in our first condo we ever bought here in San Diego, and that did get wet as well, and it was actually in the living room, it got a little bit wet. The reason why is we had a plant that somebody forgot to put a tray under it when they watered it, and so water got underneath the plant pot. Well, here's what happened. It wasn't there that long, but what happened is the laminate started bubbling and separating, because laminate is just a veneer over kind of particle board, and so it started bubbling up. Now, so you want to make sure if you do get a laminate, you get a waterproof laminate, and I would definitely read the reviews on that product to make sure it's actually waterproof before you buy it and decide to put it in your kitchen. But I'm curious, have you ever had a water-related flooring disaster where it ruined your flooring? Let us know down in the comments below, and while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button to let me know that you're liking this video so far. Oh, and if you're new around here, my name's Carrie. I'm a self-taught designer as well as founder of the blog Penny Modern, and I have been redesigning and remodeling kitchens and bathrooms for over a decade. But even if you pick a completely waterproof material, with this next mistake, it can totally ruin your kitchen, and it's also one of the flooring types that's the hardest to keep clean. Mistake number 2 is honestly one that I call the grout nightmare. And this is when people choose a smaller tile or bright white grout for their kitchen flooring. Now, I know having those smaller tiles, like maybe you're thinking about a smaller square tile or those very trendy octagon or hexagon shaped tiles, and even if they're maybe a mid-size, they can be really tempting and look really great on Pinterest. But trust me, when you put that in your kitchen and you have all those grout lines, it will create an absolute nightmare for you. And grout is porous. So when you think about a kitchen, you have food that you're spilling. Maybe you're spilling wine or coffee, and then you're tracking in dirt because you're using the kitchen all the time. And the problem is all that dirt and food gets into the grout lines and it creates a cleaning nightmare. I was actually reading through a home design forum the other day and a homeowner was crying out for help. She had installed a beautiful white ceramic tile. I think it was like a marble look tile in her kitchen. And she also decided to use a bright white grout to match the tile. Very logical choice, I would say. But because she put that in her kitchen, what happened was it just was impossible to clean. She felt like she had to clean the floors every single day and mop to try to keep the grout clean. And eventually it just looked very dingy and dirty and she wasn't able to make it look clean anymore. So make sure you pick those larger format tiles if you are going to use tile. And I would recommend not using a white grout in the kitchen, which definitely will kind of limit which tiles you can use. I would at least try to get a gray or a beige colored grout, just not that bright white. And definitely bigger is definitely going to be better than getting a really small tile to put in your kitchen. Now, if you are trying to research which type of flooring is better for your kitchen or even the rest of your home, I've got a great, absolutely free resource for you. It is my ultimate guide to flooring, and that is available to you to help you decide which flooring to pick, and it's gonna help you decide which flooring is best for which room of your house and which application. Get your free copy today. It's at pennymodern.com/flooring, and I'm gonna link to that down in the description, and I'm also gonna link it in the pinned comments at the top of the comments. Now we're on to mistake number 3, which is definitely one of the most common mistakes that all homeowners make. And also make sure you stick around to the end because I am going to share with you the 3 best types of flooring types for your kitchen. So don't miss that. We're almost there. Mistake number 3 is all about going to the extremes on your flooring color. It can be about going way too light or way too dark. Dark, chocolatey brown, espresso floors definitely had a moment some years ago. And honestly, dark chocolate and darker wood tones are definitely coming back in design in a big way this year. But there are a couple of issues with choosing very dark flooring, or maybe you're thinking about a black ceramic tile. But I actually lived with dark espresso flooring back in our first condo back in 2014. And that flooring was really difficult to keep clean. Fortunately, it was not in my kitchen. It was throughout the living area of the home, but you could literally see every speck of dust, every animal hair, and then also any human hair because I have blonde hair. And I could only imagine in a kitchen, you would see every single crumb that falls on a floor if you have that dark flooring. And I'm not alone in this thought. A homeowner revealed that after they installed and spent thousands of dollars on a dark wood flooring in their kitchen, here's what she said about it. She said, "I hate it. It's like watching dust pile up in real time. Every dropped crumb, every onion skin, every dog hair is on full display." Now, on the flip side, if you get a white or very light flooring, that can also cause some issues, especially if you have a very light and a high gloss floor. It can show every single water spot or scuff mark. It also can show any kind of dark crumbs and any hairs. So I made this mistake in our bathroom at our vacation home. I installed a very light LVP flooring, and that was a huge mistake because you could literally see every single hair. So kitchens are gonna be the exact same. They're just gonna show every single crumb, and think about you have little pieces of cilantro, little pieces of food, maybe a coffee bean on your floor. And if you have that bright white, it's really gonna show everything. So what are you gonna do? A good choice is something in the middle. So we actually picked this flooring here. This is Paradigm Plus, and this is the color Duck. And this is actually a mid-tone. I know it probably looks a little light on camera, but it's a mid-tone color wood. And not that you have to get this, but it's just an example of getting something that's in the middle, not too light, not too dark, maybe has some pattern or texture on it, and definitely not glossy. That would be a great choice for your kitchen. Now, if you are thinking about updating your kitchen flooring and you're also thinking about doing some remodeling on your kitchen, I do have another resource for you. It is my 100 money-saving hacks to save thousands on your kitchen remodel, and it actually has a whole chapter that features flooring in it. So this is something that's going to help you save money on all different aspects of your kitchen. So you can get access to that right away if you go to my Penny Modern shop. The link is on the description as well. It's going to be a QR code that you can scan with your phone right here. As promised, here are those 3 bulletproof, designer recommended flooring options for your kitchen. Number 1 is a large format porcelain tile. So porcelain tile is a little bit more durable than ceramic tile. And a lot of people think that they're the same thing, but they're not. Porcelain is gonna be more durable and it's gonna be able to withstand if you maybe drop things on it that are very heavy. It's also more water resistant. It's a little bit more durable and long lasting than a ceramic. Plus, porcelain is available in so many different colors and styles. It really can suit any kitchen whatsoever. And I do recommend getting at least a 12 by 24 inch tile to use in your kitchen just to reduce those grout lines. And remember, don't use bright white grout. My next top pick for kitchen flooring is definitely going to be a LVP, luxury vinyl plank, or an SPC, which is basically similar to an LVP. These are all over the place right now. It is vinyl, but they are very durable and very waterproof. They're also very stain resistant. They don't really scratch very easily, especially if you get a thicker one, a little bit more expensive one. And they're softer underfoot. They also don't get as cold as a ceramic or porcelain or stone tile. So they're kind of nice if you do like to go barefoot in your house. In terms of styles and colors, I definitely say those lighter wood looks and the wider planks, as well as the mid-tone wood looks, are very popular, and that is definitely what I recommend. Oh, and if you want to hear more about the pros and the cons of LVP, you've got to watch my video about the brutal truth about luxury vinyl plank. I'll link to that right here, and I'll link to it down in the description. It'll give you a lot more information that a lot of flooring store people won't tell you. And my last best recommendation is going to be around if you have an open concept home, what are you going to choose for your kitchen flooring? So a lot of people have actually asked me this when they've emailed me or had questions in the comments about what am I going to do if my kitchen had tile in it previously and they're redoing their home, or maybe they're just redoing their kitchen and they have a different type of flooring throughout the rest of their home. What should they choose for their kitchen, especially if they have open concept? You can see that kitchen from the dining room or their living room. Here's what you're going to do. My recommendation is definitely to get a flooring that is going to match the color of the rest of your flooring in your home. Because I understand for sure, if you're just redoing your kitchen, you don't want to have to redo the floors of your entire home. That sounds really expensive, right? So if you have a wood look flooring, maybe you have a darker, deeper wood, maybe because you got that installed like 10 years ago or whatever, you don't have to rip out all the wood flooring in your home, but choose a tile that's going to go with it. So maybe something that's in the same color family, something with beiges in it, something maybe on the warmer side. And that way you're going to have a more seamless look to your home. I personally would recommend getting something basically the same color as the flooring that it's adjacent to or next to, and that way you'll have a more seamless experience. If you have a wood look floor throughout your home, you might not want to get a different wood look LVP or ceramic in your kitchen, but maybe you could get a ceramic that is more of a stone look or a terracotta to go with the rest of your flooring. If you have honey oak wood floors throughout the rest of your home, you probably shouldn't get a dark gray tile to go in your kitchen, because that's just going to be too jarring, too contrasting, and it could make it actually look smaller even though it's open concept. So get that same color flooring, even if it's a tile look or a stone look versus a wood look, and that's going to be the perfect choice for your space. Now that you have the perfect flooring picked out for your kitchen, Don't you want to know the best types of cabinets, the best kind of countertops, and maybe what are the best kitchen design ideas? Then you've got to watch the Dream Kitchen Playbook, which is a curated series that I put together of all my best videos to help you answer every single decision and question you're going to have around your kitchen remodel. So watch that series next, and I'll see you in the next video.